Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. We are playing as the WWE in the year 2015, not 13. I almost thought that said 2013 for a second. It's been a little while since I've recorded, of course. I did upload a update video that I highly recommend everyone checking out. No one cares about Java. I highly recommend everyone checking out. Let me just give you guys the too long didn't watch rundown here real quick. I'm not going over everything, so if you want to hear things about Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, if you want to hear things about, my upcoming move that's pretty important and how the uploading schedule is going to be going, then I'd recommend going to watch it. But what I will tell you guys is why I've been a little bit lagging as of late. So, I haven't been uploading, obviously, and the main reason why I haven't been uploading is I actually went to New Jersey, which is where I used to live and where most of my friends are, like Johnny and Chris and so on and so forth. And I went back to New Jersey to hang out with, Johnny, Chris, the Raging Yoshi, all my good friends. And I was there for about 2 weeks, and I didn't get it back I got back about a week ago here in Cali, and I've been just trying to catch up on my life since this week. So now that everything, now that I'm back in the workflow, I've got a good sleep schedule here, so on and so forth, I can get back to recording again. So pretty much the main reason why I haven't been recording is because I've been on vacation. Simple as that. But anyway, last episode we had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It wasn't that great of a pay-per-view, if I'm being honest. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good rating and all that, but compared to our previous two pay-per-views, Extreme Rules and Payback, I believe. I'm not sure. I think it was Extreme Rules and Payback. Between those two, Money in the Bank's actually our worst graded pay-per-view so far, but I still thought I was enjoying pay-per-view, and it was the one pay-per-view that kind of is going to be pushing forward for, the next couple of months. Like, a lot of storylines are going to be happening kind of from there. But that's here nor there. We're at the show after Money in the Bank, the Raw after Money in the Bank, I should say. And if I'm being honest with you, I really enjoy how I book this show. I originally had a little bit booked before I left for New Jersey, but I didn't like how I worded some of the angles and all that, so I went back and rewrote some things. But I'm actually really happy with how this Raw showed up, or turned out, I should say. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's run the show. So we're going to have 3 pre-show bouts, and our first pre-show match is a 71 B-, so I'm happy to see that. An bout that featured great action and average heat, Kane and Big Show defeating Ryback and Mark Henry, when Big Show defeated Mark Henry with the Monster Chokeslam. And, speaking of Ryback, and honestly, a lot of things have happened since I've last recorded. I'll get along to those as we, go throughout the show, but Ryback's kind of one of the first, ones I wanted to talk about a little bit. So, my opinion on the whole Ryback thing is pretty simple. Honestly, I kind of agree with him, to be honest. With the whole pay equally thing and all that, but I hate to say it, but he's just not the right guy to kind of try to enforce that or anything, just because WWE right now is in such a talent-crazy era where, you have guys like Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. I guess I'm not really a Finn Balor fan, but you have all these independent, darlings coming in, and they're blowing, everyone's out of the water pretty much. Like, fans are going crazy for, they're out of the, their different ring style. And guys like Ryback and Adam Rose and not Cody Rhodes, but a lot of people who got released, I disagree with some of them, like Cody Rhodes, but he asked for his release, but I'll get to that later. So on and so forth. Yeah, I agree with what Ryback said, but at the same time, it just not your place. And then Cameron, come on, Cameron, what are you thinking? But I guess if you don't speak out, who's gonna, right? But if you guys would like to hear me go a little bit more in depth with my on my opinion on some of these WWE releases, go ahead and let me know, and I'll make a video on that. But if not, I'm not going to even really talk about it. So still the heel turns for both Kane and Big Show being teased, and no worker improvements though. But that's actually a really good grade for the pre-show. That could have been on the show if I'm not holding Kane in the back. This, on the other hand, they never do good. But whatever. Nikki Bella's been complaining how she hasn't been in action, so I put her in action. Solid in reaction, not much weight in heat. AJ just defeating Nikki Bella while also defending her Divas title. So that's all she wrote for that. Just a way to get Nikki on TV or on the card. And then we go to another 72 B-, the main event of the pre-show. And a match that had some good action, but not much weight in heat. Bryan, Ziggler, and Neville defeated Bad News Barrett and The Miz and Damien Mizdow. Mizdow's another person that got released. A lot of people very upset by the Mizdow release, myself included, just because he was one of those superstars that I felt WWE really had something with. They had like lightning in a bottle, basically. Like they didn't even have to do anything. It was all Mizdow, and the fans just fell in love with him for that. And for some reason, the WWE just didn't do anything with him. Like he was still getting pops despite not being on TV. Like that to me is incredible. And Bad News Barrett as well, another person that got released. He requested his release as well. So from what I understand, he's going to be taking a break from wrestling, and we'll see where he goes from there. But yeah, so just a way to get these guys on the card, especially someone like Daniel Bryan. And Miz is improving in technical, so there's that to look forward to. But let's move on to the start of the show. We start off with an angle between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Raw starts in the dark with only one spotlight in the middle of the ring, shining down on Bray Wyatt as he rocks back and forth in his chair, singing, "He's got the whole world in his hands." You know, that whole song that he used to sing all the time. And I'm going to kind of go by what I wrote here, but I forgot to put one thing in that I would have liked to. So, let me get in my Bray Wyatt mode here. Last night was the beginning of the end. Last night when the Chosen One finally fell, it marked the beginning of the end. You see, destiny's a funny thing, isn't it? I told you. I told all of you. But you didn't believe me. Well, do you now? Because despite all your cries for Randy Orton, all your cries for Dolph Ziggler, all your cries for Daniel Bryan, and all your cries for Roman Reigns, did nothing. They all fell on deaf ears. Because despite how badly you wanted, how badly you didn't want destiny to happen, I still ascended the heavens and captured my prize. And now that the Chosen One has fallen, it's time to look forward to the future. But before he can finish off the word future, burner, 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 bump, bump. Here comes Roman Reigns, makes his way out to the entranceway, mic in the hand, and he has a murderous look in his eyes. He is pissed because if you guys remember Running the Bank, Roman had that briefcase until the Wyatts interfered. So Roman takes the mic. Do you ever shut up? You didn't ascend anything last night. You had your boys help you like you always do. But you know, that's whatever. Because despite what you think, Wyatt, gonna have to pull up the notes here because, well, we didn't have enough room. Because despite what you think, Wyatt, this war isn't over. Nah, not like by a long shot. Because, you know, I'm assuming when you say the Chosen One, that you're talking about me. And last time I checked, I'm still standing. And you better bet your punk ass that I'm gonna be there anytime you try to cash that bad boy in. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's my property. There's nothing really else here. I just imagine Roman kind of walking out of that while Bray's a little pissed there. You guys can see the King of the Ring matches, by the way, here. There's no spoiler. I'm not trying to hide these from you. This right here is the King of the Ring matches we're going to be having for round 1 at least. And I'll fill it in as we keep going. So, nice, not a hot opening angle. I would have preferred this get a B, at least if I'm being honest, like a B minus a B. But at the same time, I'm not complaining. It's still not too bad. Bray Wyatt coming out here pretty much just rubbing it in the fans' face that not only am I Mr. Money in the Bank now, but everything I've said has come true. And Reigns getting a little insulted because it's pretty clear that when Bray says the Chosen One, we're talking about Roman Reigns. And well, as far as Roman's concerned, he's not done. And as far as he's also concerned, that's his briefcase. So kind of like the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose storyline last year where Ambrose promised Rollins that he would be there at any time. Rollins tried to cash it in. That's kind of what's happening here because Roman, pretty much feels that that's his briefcase. So nice back and forth between the two. And then the announcers kind of are like, well, what a heated argument there, blah, blah, blah. But coming up next, we're going to see the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line as the Uppercats defend against the Primetime Players. And the reasoning for this is since Miz and Mizdow got pinned, the Primetime Players still kind of get a shot, why not? So we go on to said match once we return from commercial break. This gets a 66C+, in a match that had some good action, but not much weighing heat. The Uppercats defeated the Primetime Players when Cesaro defeated Young with the swing into the drop kick, I guess. And the Uppercats make defense number 5 of the World Tag Team titles. So, nice way to open up the show, I'd imagine. And it says the King of the Ring storyline's advancing. Not necessarily. If you saw right here, superstars like Cesaro, like Tyson Kidd, and even Titus O'Neil are in the King of the Ring. That's why you also saw like the King of the Ring advancement when we saw that 6-man tag match. So we'll be seeing that quite a lot, but these really aren't King of the Ring matches. No worker improvements. Nice way to start off the show. Let me go to the dirt sheet real quick before I go to the next part. Just out of curiosity. Titus O'Neil, dude, he's pretty garbage. Like, look at that. Hold him back. This is poor psychology, poor selling. Just poor in general. Titus O'Neil's not released, but I can imagine it happening. Well, maybe not. He's a spokesperson, but he's not on Vince's high list like he used to be. So right after the title match, here comes Kane, here comes Big Show, beating down Cesaro, beating down Kidd, making their return, and turning face in the process. So let's see how this goes. Yes. Okay, complete success. I got a little worried because someone told me that you have to have at least like 10 segments or something in order to turn somebody, so I was worried. So the turns for both Show and Kane went great. They make the return after. By the way, Kane is masked again, if anyone didn't notice, and I know I didn't call it out in the pre-show. We did put the mask back on him because it just signifies that, oh, look, the Demon Kane's back or whatever. But my phone went off. My apologies for that. Kane and Big Show are back, returning from, when they were kicked out of the Authority a little while back, and their first target is Cesaro and Kidd. Oh, wow. Holy crap. An 84B+? That's amazing. I'm not complaining. Wow. An 84B+? Big Show and Kane, look at you go. You've earned your spots, boys. Good job. So, backstage, Kane and Big Show are approached, and they're asked if they have anything to say after what just happened in the ring. Big Show takes the mic, and he says, you know what? What you just saw is built... What the hell? I wrote this one a while ago, pretty much, so... Excuse me. Like, this is one of the angles I wrote before. I guess I didn't... I don't know what I was saying here. What you just saw is built of frustration, whatever that means. Kane and I have been doing a lot for the Authority, and the WWE than most would think. This goes well beyond Triple H and his Authority. I'm talking all the way back when Vincent had his corporation. Kane and I have dedicated our lives to this industry. And what's the thanks we get? We get, hey, thanks for everything, but you're too old now. How about this? Cesaro? Kidd? How about we show you both how old we really are at Battleground? Why don't you put those tag titles on the line against us? I mean, it should be easy, right? We're just a bunch of dinosaurs. We'll be waiting for your responses. Don't make us go looking for it. So Kane and Big Show a little pissed about, not only being kicked out of the Authority, but pretty much just saying that how they're old and it's now time for the new generation. And they're looking to prove to the, not only the Authority, but the fans and the new generation that they've still got a lot left in them. And why not take the titles off Cesaro and Kidd? They've been champions since January. This is a really great angle. Too bad it didn't continue the freaking storyline, though. Dang. We have another video just promoting Chris Jericho, his return to the company. Gets a 76B-. Not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed. And then we see Sting walk into the ring as the announcers are like, coming back from break, we'll see the Stinger. Or something. And the next angle is another angle that I wrote before I went to Jersey, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be going. But if it's too bad, I'll just pretty much get to the point. 86B+ again. Sting and Big Show and Kane killing it. See, originally this was going to start off with Sting. So anyway, Sting comes out, makes his way to the ring, and he hypes the crowd up, talks a little about Money in the Bank, and then he says, well, coming up at our next pay-per-view, we're going to do things a little different. You see, WWE used to do this tournament back in the day, blah, 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 pretty much announcing that at Battleground is the return of the King of the Ring tournament. And the graphic shows on the screen listing all the matches in round 1, which I've already shown to you guys before, we'll see Sami Zayn or Sir Nicholas Magnus, the winner of the Prince of the Ring, take on Stardust. Daniel Bryan versus one half of the tag team champions Tyson Kidd. Dolph Ziggler versus the other half, Cesaro. Neville versus Bad News Barrett. Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. Roman Reigns versus The Miz. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. And Dean Ambrose versus Sheamus, which both those matches will take place tonight. And apparently I had different plans. Apparently I wanted to do Daniel Bryan and Cesaro and Kidd and Dolph Ziggler tonight, but no. That's, like I said, just ignore this. This was weeks ago. Listen to what I'm saying. So Sting comes out, announces the King of the Ring tournament, and the fans are like, yes, so on and so forth. We then go to Randy Orton backstage. He's being interviewed about his match against Luke Harper later. And before Randy can really get much of a word in, just pretty much, starts talking about the King of the Ring and all that, out of nowhere, Rusev just super kicks him and then just begins to toss him all over the place before being pulled away by a bunch of security. I'd imagine Rusev just saying, machka, 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 over and over to Randy Orton as he beats him down. And I expected this to do a little better, but what can you do, I guess. And then we go to a 57 C-. Leo Kruger's about to compete, but before his match, Bray Wyatt takes the mic and he says, "You people have never been, that was Triple H. You people have never been properly introduced to Leo Kruger here. You see, you people knew this man as Adam Rose, but I knew him as the sadistic one. A nickname my dear Abigail gave him, for good reason, too. But then again, actions speak a lot louder than words. So I'll just let Leo show you why Abigail gave him that name." So Bray Wyatt was good. Leo underperformed. Leo Kruger, another person, better known as Adam Rose to a lot of you. Another person that he actually just got released today by the WWE. He was suspended wrongfully, apparently, but I don't really know what happened out of that. I mean, I agree with Kruger if he was suspended wrongfully, but if not, then I obviously don't. But then he also put his hands on his wife or something, and I can't support that at all. So yeah, he got released today, and a little bit of a shame. A lot of the people I have plans for, like Barrett, I have some sort of a plan for. Kruger, I obviously have a plan for, and just a lot of people in general that I have some plans for are just getting released, and it's kind of surprising. Just because someone's released or has, like for instance, Leo Kruger with the wife issues and all that, that's not going to change my opinion of him in my game, though, or anything. I'm not going to let real world things affect my game. I know some of you guys may be thinking it's stupid for me to even talk about this, but I know there are some people who probably are just like, oh, why do you still use Leo Kruger, or why do you use this guy? I'm not going to let it affect my game. Not only have I had these plans for a long period of time, but at the same time, just because that's what the real life Leo Kruger did doesn't mean my in-game Leo Kruger needs to be punished for it. You guys get it. And he's developing better performance skills, so there's that. And this actually didn't do too bad, to be honest. A 57 C-. I will have to keep him probably not rated in our bigger angles, but if it's just a little angle right here, it's not too bad. I actually based Kruger off of Menace, too, so to see it still get about a C something is pretty good. So we go to our match. It's a 34 E+, nothing too great. Solid in reaction, non-assistant crowd heat. Kruger defeating Coleman with a GC3, a submission move. Pretty self-explanatory. Nothing too special. Just a squash match for Kruger. We then go to Sheamus, or we come back from the commercial break with Sheamus in the ring, and he takes the mic after his entrance, and he starts bragging about how, last time we had the King of the Ring tournament, I won the whole damn thing. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still the king. And I'm going to win this year or something too. But before he can complete what he's saying, Dean Ambrose's music hits, and the ring announcer says, ding ding ding, the following match is round 1 in the King of the Ring tournament. Already in the ring, Sheamus, and making his way to the ring, Dean Ambrose. And Ambrose is not happy. You can tell he's irritated. He's selling his injuries from, last night's pay-per-view. And he's not a happy camper. So I wouldn't want to be Sheamus if I were him. So we have a 76 B-, and a bout that featured great action and average heat. Ambrose defeats Sheamus with the headlock driver, thus moving on in the King of the Ring tournament. And both Ambrose and Sheamus are improving in Rumble as well. Not a bad match here, to be honest. I am happy with it. I know they can do better, but at the same time, doesn't bother me. It's a decent grade. So we know Ambrose is going to be in round 2, but will he take on Luke Harper or Randy Orton? We'll have to find that out later on tonight in our main event. So we go to a 57 C-. This did really well. Good job. For a Diva storyline, at least. So AJ is backstage. She's being interviewed about her successful title defense at Money in the Bank when she is approached by Victoria, who then congratulates her on her successful defense and then goes on to say how she wants the next shot at the title. Pretty much saying how, good job at defeating Paige, but I feel like I should be next and all that. And she talks about how AJ has been the one female that she's wanted to work with since returning. She says that AJ's, pretty much the face of the Divas division or something like that, and she wants to take her on before she retires. And she keeps going on. Then she's interrupted by Natalya, who then laughs at the fact that that Victoria thinks she should get the next title shot, even though that she laughs at the fact that Vicky gets the title shot, and then she goes on to say, even though that I was the one who was victorious last night at Money in the Bank, therefore I'm the next number 1 contender. AJ interrupts both of them and informs them that she honestly would love to take them both on. She looks at Victoria and Natalya and says, "You both are actually two of the few females here that actually are wrestlers instead of models, and I'd love to defend against both of you." And then she says, but she, I already stated that pretty much, but she states that she wants to defend the Divas Championship against only the best women in the company, pretty much saying that, you two are like the best women here, so of course I want to fight you. So then she goes on to say, so why don't you two have a friendly competition tonight, and we'll see which one of you is the real number 1 contender for my title. I'll see you guys out there. As she skips away while Victoria and Natty just have a stare down with each other. And Victoria is learning to show more charisma as well, so there is that. I actually like this angle a lot because, I don't know, I just feel it makes a lot of sense with AJ just being interviewed about her defense, and then Victoria and Natty saying how they feel they deserve, and then we have our match. Speaking of that match, we have a 63C and a match with some good action but not much weight and heat. A 63C, that's really good. Victoria and Natalya have a draw, a double disqualification, Nerds and Geeks. Why, you may ask? Because Paige ran in and attacked Natalya and Victoria, saying, "This is my house!" And how she is still the number 1 contender, despite losing and all that. And a little bit of a spoiler report here, but yes, we're going for the fatal 4-way route right now. So 63C, and then, why does this always do? Natty and Victoria are like my stars in the Divas division, while AJ and Paige and everybody else is just kind of there. So the match is over, and Paige is just, standing tall, and then AJ tries to get in the ring to, prevent her. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then Paige just beats her down too. This is my house. So we're going to, see John Cena walking down to the ring. Of course, Cena comes out and does his U.S. Open Challenge, does a 92A. He's so great. Talks a little about, now that we're done with the two foreigners or something, Bad News Barrett and Sheamus, of course. Let's get the U.S. Open Challenge back on and, started and all that fun stuff. 92A, like I said. Moving on. We get a 76B-. I would have liked to see this get a little bit higher, but what can you do? A little bit of spoiler report there, but what can you do? So Bray's music hit, and he makes his way down to the ring alongside with Eric Rowan. Rowan's dragging the chair out, and Bray sits and he starts to laugh at John Cena before saying, "Calm down, John. Things don't need to get serious yet. I want to talk to you. It's been so long." And then John goes and says, "It's all the same to you, Bray. Quite frankly, I think I speak for the people when I say we've heard about enough from you tonight." And then Bray goes on to say, "That's where you're wrong, John. You see, this isn't just about me. This," and he holds up the Money in the Bank briefcase when he says this, "is just not a sign of change for myself, John, but a sign of change for me and my family. And I see no better time than to start tonight, John. You see, I'm not out here for your prize. I've got my own. But Eric Rowan, well, he wants your prize. And since you're so nice to offer it up, well, we accept." And then Eric Rowan just starts making his way down to the ring. Eric Rowan's also developing better performance skills. And we have our U.S. Open Challenge match. John Cena versus Eric Rowan. Wow. A 77B out of Eric Rowan. Good job, Cena. Came in the match looking good, too. Featured great action and a good crowd. Cena defeats Rowan with the attitude adjustment, making defense number 13 of his title. And while he's celebrating, Leo Kruger comes in from behind and starts beating down on John Cena, throwing him around, and he got a 60C for it. Performance of Cena was fantastic. Kruger looked lost out there, unfortunately, but Leo Kruger is the next in line to face John Cena. So Eric Rowan may have failed, but with Luke Harper in the King of the Ring tournament, Leo Kruger's going to be the one to step up to Cena's challenge, and most likely, I'm just confirming it, face him at Battleground. Okay. I thought there might have been an angle between this, and I hope I didn't screw up. So we just go straight into the main event, I guess, and we have a... Oh, there was an angle. At least there was supposed to be. There's supposed to be like a Bray Wyatt angle before this, but I forgot to put it in. Whatever. And about to feature great action and average heat, Luke Harper, that's right, and a 76B-, and Luke Harper defeats Randy Orton with the discus clothesline in the King of the Ring tournament, following interference from Bray Wyatt, or not Bray Wyatt, from Rusev, of course. Rusev, what I'd imagine happening is we have Bray Wyatt, distracting the referee and Orton real quick, and Rusev just takes advantage of it, lands a super kick on Orton. Orton stumbles, because he's like, oh, that hurt, and then turns around, discus clothesline, 1, 2, 3. Luke Harper advances, and we now know in round 2 we will see Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper in the King of the Ring tournament. So Orton's improving in Rumble performance, and Orton's improving in Rumble and performance, and Luke Harper's improving in technical. Not too bad, though, for the main event. And then, to end the show, we have Seth Rollins coming out, 84B+. Ring is set up like a party. Rollins begins to make his way to the ring, dressed to please with a big smile on his face. Enters the ring with the mic on his hand. Laughs before he can speak, of course. The heh 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 thing he does. By the way, Seth Rollins returned that Money in the Bank last night. Big surprise. It got spoiled for me, but big surprise. And he says, boy, does it feel good to be the champion. Last night, Dean Ambrose and myself went to war in a grueling ladder match that will be remembered for the ages. And for the ages, it will be remembered as the night that I ended Dean Ambrose and finally put him in his place. Sure, he gave me his best shot, but when it came down to it, he was, what do we call those people again? Oh yeah, a B+ player. And in all honesty, there's only one person I have to thank, and I want to introduce you to them right now. And then a countdown appears on the Tron as Rollins counts down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then, you hear the buzzer go off, and he goes, and the person that I have to thank is me. That's right, me. For all the good the Authority has done for me, and trust me, they've done quite a lot for me. If it wasn't for me, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course I would have. I'm Seth freaking Rollins. I'm the best. And he just keeps gloating, nerds and geeks. And if you don't want a big surprise to be spoiled for you right now, buddies, I'd close my eyes or click a different tab or something, because I'm going to read it off to you guys. But the picture's going to show, so you're going to know right away what's happening. Anyway, this is your only chance. Here we go. Fuck you. Fuck you. This was supposed to be so early in the show. But I guess we can add this in here. Seth Rollins has a little video, promoting himself. Let's do that. Forget this being in the beginning of the show. This is where it was meant to be. I'd imagine Seth Rollins having a little dedication video he performed. I like to show you guys a video, and then the video gets interrupted. Oh, by the way, you guys might have been spoiled. I forgot to tell you. Interrupted by a countdown appearing back on the Tron, but this time, Seth Rollins is a little confused, and he's like, hey, stop. Take it down. My video, blah, blah, blah. And it counts down from 10, but once reaching 10, the lights go out, fireworks go off, and you hear, come on, I got you. Yeah, break the walls down. That was a horrible Chris Jericho. Jericho's music plays, and he makes his return. His jacket begins to light up, lights come back on, fans are going crazy. Jericho's drinking in the moment before taking the mic and saying, welcome to Raw is Jericho! And before Jericho can go on, continue going on, Seth Rollins takes the mic and he says, "Who the hell do you think you are? I don't care if this is your big return or that you are the first ever undisputed champion. I'm the WWE champion, damn it. What gives you the right to interrupt me, my title celebration?" Jericho then takes the mic and he says, "Seth, would you please shut the hell up?" Fans go a little crazy for him saying that. And he goes on, "These people don't care about your title celebration. They care about Chris Jericho, baby. More important, they care about Chris Jericho becoming the WWE champion once again. Oh yeah. I didn't just come out here randomly. I came out here to actually tell you that after talking to Sting," I couldn't finish it all, by the way. Now I can. But in the thing, I wasn't able to. After talking to Sting about my return, he kept saying, I got the perfect match for you, Chris. You're a legend and you deserve this. I have no problem giving you a title shot right after the back. I think you and Seth Rollins will put on the match of a year." And I said, "You're right." So not only did I come back to put on the match of the year with you at Battleground, I come back to take that title off of you. Pretty much just ranting on. I don't have much to say, so I'm just ad-libbing right now. Jericho's pretty much coming out saying that Sting has made me the #1 contender, and at Battleground, you will defend that WWE Championship against me. Seth Rollins looks pissed as the show ends with the Chris Jericho return. Jericho gets an 82 on his fan favorite gimmick. And let's go ahead and book in the Battleground main event that is confirmed. I would book in the tag team stuff and all that other, but it's technically not confirmed yet. So we now know at Battleground, Seth Rollins will defend the title against Chris Jericho. Any worker improvements? Nope. How'd the show do, though? Wow. Show did an 84B+. Did Angles help? I didn't think Angles helps. I don't know why. Interesting. I'm not complaining, though. So I'm pretty sure that 86 was the best thing we got all. Oh, no. Of course, John Cena, his 92. All in all, though, 84B+, increasing our popularity in all regions. Can't complain about that at all, nerds and geeks. Very happy with that show. Not only does it set up the King of the Ring tournament, we saw the returns of Kane and Big Show, who are now faces, and are going to be taking on Cesaro and Kid at the pay-per-view, of course, even though it's not confirmed. We got our next contender for the United States Championship, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for what's about to happen. Because a lot of the things that I've been planning for is finally starting, it's going to be happening soon, so. Paul Heyman's little, "Yeah, I was not on Monday Night Raw Extreme Rules." I'll give you a bonus, Paul. Shut you up. But we are gonna have to bring Paul Lee back here soon. Oh wow! So I noticed it when I was on the main page. So let me go back there real quick. I noticed it on the main page that he doesn't have a picture. That's why I went back. Francisco Luthroth retired. Okay, so he retired, and it's Lucha, or the ownership for, not Lucha Underground, the ownership for CMLL is now up to grabs, so anybody can own that. That'll be interesting. I kind of want to pay attention to that, see what happens. So we went down on Sky Sports, up on Canal 5, down on Sportsnet, up on J Sports, down on Televisa, down on USA Network. Was this worse than the show last week? I'm out of curiosity. Let's look at that real quick. So this did an 84. Last week's did an 80. Why was it down? It's interesting. I don't know why the ratings went down. Either way, let's check out some storylines before we move on. So this could have been better if the Page thing didn't go so bad. AJ Lee's the only one that's being portrayed as poor. This is not doing too bad considering. King of the Ring, okay, not too bad. We have to take out Randy Orton now. So let's remove Randy. And let's take out, who the hell did Dean Ambrose fight again? Sheamus. Let's take out Sheamus. So Randy and Sheamus are out of the King of the Ring tournament. The Orton-Rusev feud's doing all right. Roman and Brave was brought down. Rollins and Jericho doing great. Stardust and Goldust is yet to start. And this is doing good. So all in all, good show. Good show. Jolly good show. Either way, Nerds and Geeks, that is going to be the end of this video. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebook and Twitter if you feel like they'll enjoy it. Definitely would help the channel grow, so that'd be great. And as I mentioned in the earlier part of this video, check out that update video. I highly recommend it. It should have been uploaded before this. In fact, I'm going to record it pretty much after this. I've recorded this before it, but yeah, definitely check out that update because I'm going to be talking about my plans for Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, the big move that's going to be happening that you guys definitely should know about because we talk about a little bit of the uploading schedule and everything like that. A lot of good things are hopefully going to be happening here pretty soon, but other than that, Nerds and Geeks, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB, and I'll see you guys for Friday Night SmackDown. So until then, have a wonderful day.